Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, and in my hands is The Dog Knight Volume 1. I hope it's Volume 1, and that I'm really hoping there's Volume 2, 3, 4, and, go on and so on and so forth. This is just, it's a really, really fun read, and I like this a lot. This is a solid series. So it's written by Jeremy Whitley, art and lettering by Bre Indigo, color by Melissa Capriglione. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm sorry. So the story is about this person named Frankie. And before we go forward, it's in here and I kind of want to repeat it. So there's content warning. The book contains instances of bullying, misgendering, and transphobia. But it's partially key to the story. These are important things to the story. So the story is about this person named Frankie. Frankie is non-binary in high school, I believe. I don't know if they really ever say grade. This is a good question. But Frankie is making their way through school and trying to figure out who they are. I don't think they really ever mentioned Frankie's father, but Frankie's mother is a lawyer and pretty supportive. Frankie told their gender to what was their best friend, Dallas, who then proceeded to start making fun of Frankie. So Frankie is trying to find themselves, bullied, all that, until they come across a dog, and this dog takes Frankie to the Pantheon. I'm going to mispronounce this all the time. So it is the Pantheon, instead of not the Parthenon, but Pantheon. And the Pantheon features these dogs that embody kind of like the best aspects of dogs. Loyalty, kindness, honesty, justice, stubbornness, and smell. And they want Frankie to be the dog knight, but Frankie needs to go through a bunch of trials to earn that title. There is evil in the world, evil gremlins who are out there to cause chaos and want to take out the Pantheon and the dog knight. There's also evil cats and a whole history that's hinted at. So it's Frankie going through these trials to see if they can become the dog knight. It's really cute. It's, I think, a solid series for kids. And I think there's great lessons in it. And really the lesson, obviously kids who are trying to figure out their own, who they are gender-wise and all that, it's a great graphic novel for them to kind of realize that, it's something for them to learn, that they should keep figuring that out until they're comfortable. And Frankie goes through that in a way with their clothes. But I think the bigger is like, there is that lesson, not just in Frankie's gender, but just as a whole, of Frankie finding themselves, of really going through these trials and standing up and learning and growing as a person. And these are all good things. There's just like really solid lessons to that. As a whole, though, I think the story is fantastic. Jeremy is a fantastic writer. And to me, this reminds me a lot of Jeremy's Princeless, in that you have a character who is going up against norms and who is finding themselves through trials and tribulations and standing up and fighting in various ways. And it's not always physical. Sometimes there are other ways to pass these trials. And, in the end, the character finds themselves and really kind of stands up and becomes the champion. And I think this is it's just a really solid series, a nice fantasy series. And, if you have kids that enjoy dogs and fantasy stories, like, it's something great about this. This kind of reminds me of, like, League of Super Pets in a little way. Each dog has great personality, lots of fun. I loved it. I like Frankie's mom. There's some great humor with Frankie's mom, who's allergic to dogs, and as a whole, it's a really interesting, I think, fantasy series, and it got me a little choked up at the end. I really like when Frankie really kind of finds themselves. Like there's a moment, and if you read this, I think you'll know the moment I'm talking about, and really appreciate that moment. It's a suit of armor of a different type. And the art, I think, is fantastic. I think there's like a really really solid style to it that, it's kind of got a fantasy vibe about it. There's kind of like this, not really a horror aspect, but there's still this like little foreboding thing with the gremlins that are kind of out there. You never quite know. It does remind me of the film Gremlins in some way, of just causing chaos and people not quite sure what the hell is happening. But yeah, it's solid. Like, it's a really great read, and as I said, I don't think it actually says volume 1 anywhere, but I'm really, really, really hoping there is volume 2, 3, 4, so on and so on. It's a great fun series, and I really, really enjoy it. So check it out. It is out in shops now. We've got a link where you can put in your zip code, tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We've got some links where you can purchase your own. They are affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage, and by doing that, you'll support our site. So thank you. And I wanted to thank Feiwel and Friends for hooking us up with this review copy. And of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into graphic novels, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.